let's do an easy one. No video output on a Series S. How does that sound? Alright. Another reason to shill the HDMI tester. Consolefix.shop. This console's set to always on. Don't recommend it. So apparently this is no video output. However, we do have all of the lines. According to this, we have all of the lines. We have all data lines, 5 volt, EDID and power. Apparently. Interesting. So, let's have a look. Let's have a look, see. Let's connect it up to the capture card and see what the deal is. Send you a voice message. I'll have a look later on, mate. I'll have a look when I stream later on. Right, okay. We have no signal at the moment. I don't think this is going to be the hard drive, because if it was a hard drive, it wouldn't enable the display. And it is enabling display. Port's a little bit loose. But it is enabling, yeah, it's enabling all of the lines. So why is it no display? Right, let's just double check that. No, nothing. Actually, let's make sure that my capture card is set to automatic display. No, it's set to 4K. So device default. And I'm going to deactivate it and reactivate it. And nope, still no display. Okay. I'm just going to dunk my HDMI cable into my IPA. Try it again. Just make sure the port's not gunked up or anything. And no, that does not show at all. Always test on TV. Oh yeah, I know, yeah. But the capture card should be fine. Well, I'll say should. It is. Definitely. I will try it on TV though. Ooh, ugly cam. Let's try it on TV. Oh, damn it, I haven't even got my fucking TV plugged in. Hang on. I unplugged it while I was moving some boxes this morning. God damn it. Ah, you fuck. There goes a tub full of screws. So that's nice, isn't it? I like Bush. He was a good president. Don't know what you was thinking. Damn it. Stupid freaking thing. God damn it. Oi. Okay, we have a blank screen. Ooh. Oh, that is not good, is it? We have a flickering display and flickering lines on the screen as well. It's not the port by the look of it. And low resolution. Okay, that's going to be either a HDMI port which has gone horribly wrong, or it's going to be the encoder. Rip APU. No, it's not the APU. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. I'll pick that up because I'm going to need it for a job later on. This has been opened before, even though the sticker's there. Dang it. So these customers actually sent 2 plus a laptop. Come on. Right. Okie dokie. iFixit Kit, who never seem to want to sponsor me. So that would explain why this is actually showing that the data lines are all there, because technically it is. It's just not displaying properly. Right. Let's have a look, see. Oh, that's nice and dusty. I'll save that for my lunch tomorrow. Yay. That is very, very dusty. Oh, very dusty. Needs a very good service, that does. Yummy. Yummy, yummy in my tummy. This is a theory that I've got. You know how you get like compounding heat, where the hotter it gets, the hotter it's gonna get, sort of thing. You know, as heat builds up and stuff like that. I think it's overheating the chip, because these chips are, well, they don't like heat, let's put it that way. The HDMI encoder. The HDMI encoder does not like heat at all. So my theory is that when these overheat and they start to compound heat and stuff inside the case, it kills the chips. I could be completely wrong, but it's one theory. But then again, if this is the original SN75DP159, there wasn't exactly great chips, which is why they released the TDP158 as the successor, and which is also why myself and many other technicians I know don't even bother replacing this with the original 159. We always put the 158 on because they do seem to be a little bit more resilient. And they are the direct successor to the 159. Which, by the way, you can buy on consolefix.shop. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, that's definitely been off before. You know what else you can buy on consolefix.shop? HDMI testers. Ah, by the way, I have actually just put the USB testers on the store as well. I only have 2 of each in stock at the minute. I put those on the store this morning. I only have 2 of the Type A's and 2 of the Type C's in stock at the moment. I will be ordering more. Right. Now, where is my X-clamp tool? Where did I put it? Who's nicked it? There it is. £75k for kidneys. Ha. Oh, that's a little bit stuck. Oh, lovely. And a little bit of liquid damage in the past as well. Yeah. A little bit of liquid damage in the past. Not so much that it's going to affect the console, but there's been liquid damage. There has been liquid damage. Let me get a bag. I don't want to be brushing this on the floor. One moment. Yeah, don't want to be brushing this on the floor, so I'm going to brush it into the bag. Don't put the actual board into the bag. You know, static and all of that. I will be able to use my little mini hoover when I move into the new workshop soon. Yeah, I don't want to work on the board while it's that dirty either. I'll do that now. So you see that there where that fluff is a bit stuck. Yeah, that is liquid damage. I'll say liquid damage, it's liquid. It's come into contact with liquid. Right, I'll clean the rest out later on. For now, put everything else to one side. And we'll work on the board. But I am going to get rid of that before I do anything else, because I don't want to be touching it, to be quite honest. So I'll use an Xbox OG Wi-Fi card. Because I can't be bothered to find my spudgers. Ah, lovely. Ugh. Looks like a fur ball. Looks like a fur ball. Looks like something half dead, to be honest. Ugh. Ugh. Cheers, Dylan. Thank you, dude. You're allergic to dust. Look at that. Ugh. Like, honestly, like... Oh, shit, I ain't got my microscope plugged in now. Damn it. This is a temporary cable, by the way. It's not permanent. Lovely. In the words of Cleveland Brown, that's nasty. Do you have to put it under the microscope? I do. I do. It's a legal requirement. Oh dear. And America think they've got it bad with cockroaches. Let's leave that to soak for a minute. Now you know why I didn't want to touch it. Now you know why I didn't want to touch it. Road Trip Junkie. Don't know if I thanked you, mate, but thank you. Yeah, just left that to soak for a minute just to be able to clean it up properly. Don't want to be leaving that on the board. And it's still not cleaning up. Oh, that's disgusting, man. So the problem with this is, obviously this is some sort of a soft drink or something. And the problem with that is the sugar in it. Like, yes, it's not causing an issue this time, but it can eat through traces. So I want to get rid of that, just to make sure we don't have an issue in the future. I mean, obviously that's not the issue this time, but you know, it's quite lucky because there is a test point right there for CPU V-Core. So if that's shorted to ground because of liquid, or if it's shorted to, for example, there's a test pad just there for 5 volts. Look, this is how badly this is designed. Look at this. You've got CPU core right there. That's a test point for 5 volt. I think that's a test point for 5 volt. But even still, you've got a 5 volt rail right there. So you get a puddle of water or liquid of some sort build up from there to there, and you're sending 5 volts straight to your APU. But that's the problem. I'll tell you what, actually, let's look that up on the schematic. Just because we can. So, let me just find the CPU core. Let me find the voltage. Yeah, nominal voltage 0.8 to 1.2 volts for CPU V core. And then right next to it, you got a test point for DB9F3. So DB9F3 no, that's DB9F30. It doesn't say. Oh no, it's not 30. Sorry, it is DB9F3. VREG Power GPA enable 54. Oh, Power GPA enable. Um, 1.5 volt nominal voltage. Doesn't say what the actual voltage is. Probably 1.5 volt. Meh. I mean, either way, you've still got higher voltage rails right next to CPU V core, and that is not good at all. R9F3 is MEMIO. Doesn't say what it's actually meant to be in terms of voltage, but yeah, 1.5 volts, I think. So I think 1.5 volts is right next to the 0.8 to 1.2 volt line. But yeah, never mind. Right, okay, so that sticky residue isn't coming off. So what I'll do there is heat it up. Yes, I'd say so, Asker. Yeah, I'd say vacuuming does run a risk of static discharge and whatnot. Yeah, so what I'll do, rather than sit there constantly scrubbing is just heat this up. That's definitely a soft drink. Okay, you see it's coming off. And this isn't necessary, but I'm just doing it just because I've seen it. I won't be charging the customer for this. I just don't want it left on the board. Because I care about whether I get warranties back or not. Not only is it an inconvenience for me, it's an inconvenience for the customer. If the customer has to send it back to me, one, it costs me money because my policy is I cover all shipping costs. Number two, it costs me time. And number three, it costs the customer not having a console. So, I like to just take care of any minor problems that might cause an issue in the future. There you go. That's clean enough to call it good. Let's just get that last bit off. Why not? There you go. Yeah, that's clean enough now. There's no more. There's a little bit of sticky residue, but it's been neutralised anyway. So, yeah, I'll take that. Cheers, Toxican. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that, mate. Right, so looking at the HDMI port, that looks I don't think that's factory. It might be. Or is it? What are you? Get off my board. I don't know. I think it could be factory. Maybe not. I don't know. The solder doesn't seem consistent enough to me to be a factory port, but no, that's got to be factory. It's still got the white gunk on it from the factory. So this white gunk here, a lot of people mistake that for liquid damage, and it's not. It's literally the cleaning solution they use on the board when it's at the factory. So if you look at that there, like that goo there, in fact that HDMI port needs changing. But if you look at that white goo there, and then if you look down the bottom as well, you got it all over here. It's not liquid damage, it's just the stuff that they use at the factory. But that port is going to need to be replaced because it's split. So when I said it was loose earlier, that's why. If you look at this one, this is a HDMI input. That's how that one looks. That's how this one looks. So that's meant to be tight, it's meant to be closed, and that's what clamps it in. You got some prongs just there, and they, if you look at the HDMI port, or if you look at the actual HDMI cable, you'll see that on the actual HDMI cable, you got some eyes, and these prongs poke the eyes. So even though it's a display cable, the console doesn't want it to be able to see, so it pokes it in the eyes. And somehow that makes it see. Now that just clamps it in. So when you put the HDMI cable in, like so, see how it lines up? And that's why you always end up with scratches on your HDMI cable. Look at that. See? And that's supposed to latch in and stop the cable from being able to be pulled out. But because this is loose and bent out of shape, it comes out easy. See? And it wiggles about. As if you was to press on them, I pulled on that pretty hard to get that to come out. Like, I'm really yanking on that hard to get it out. Like that one, for example, the HDMI input, you'll see it lock in. See? And then it's pretty tight to put it out, whereas this one's not. It's not quite latching all the way. So that port needs changing. Technically, DisplayPort is used, but then it's converted to HDMI. So yeah, that needs changing, but that's not the primary cause of this issue. The primary cause of this issue is likely going to be this chip, the SN75DP159. So that's the HDMI read timer. I am going to try and get some diode readings on the HDMI pins and just see what my readings are. I want to see if there's any abnormalities on it, even though I'm going to be changing the HDMI chip anyway. I just want to see if there's any abnormalities on the readings. So in diode mode, I'll turn my beeper off. I'm going to check these data lines. We've got a 0.68 volt drop to ground. Well, it's pretty much 0.69. Same on that one. 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 This one's a little bit different. Actually, no, it's not. It's the same. Usually that's a little bit higher. But no, it's the same on these. Pin 13, 0.58, that's normal. 14's a no connect. 0.59. 0.59. 0.36 is a little bit low on pin 18, which is 5 volt. 0.64, so I would expect around about 0.58 on there on pin 18, and we're not getting that. We're getting 0.36. That's a bit low for that line. It's very unlikely going to be the ESD chip, although it don't look great, does it? Doesn't look the best. Be careful on this, because this is a very fragile chip. It could be the ESD-IC. Because pin 18 goes to the ESD-IC before it goes to the encoder. But I'm not going to be putting the ESD-IC off because that's a BGA chip, so I'm just going to change the HDMI encoder. ESD-IC is a last resort repair, or replacement rather. Never pull your ESD-IC off until you know for sure it's not the encoder. Grab a new chip. Like I said, I'm going to be replacing this with the TDP 158, not the 159. In fact, I don't even think I've got any 159s in stock. I've got some on donor boards, but I would much rather replace it with the better chip. Hey! Yes, son of a... You son of a... Sit on your pads. Sit on your pads. No, I'm not going to replace the solder on there because it's completely pointless. It is completely pointless. Let me just get this in focus. It looks lined up to me. Maybe a couple of millimeters out, but the pads are connected. A little bit of IPA on the toothbrush. There we go. Hellraiser, welcome. Right then. I'm not scratching the APU, by the way. I'm just cleaning it, lightly breaking away this old thermal pasta because I like to do a proper job. Takes a little bit longer, but I really don't care. I would rather do a proper job. So a lot of people will just leave this old thermal paste around the capacitors, but I don't like to. I like to make sure it's as clean as I can get it. Ooh, listen to my stomach. It's almost time for me to be eating. It's an Xbox One S, yeah. Right. Because we do a proper job, that's now nice and clean. Just evaporate that IPA. Or someone please fix that smoke alarm. That smoke alarm's coming out, mate. We've had new ones installed because it keeps killing batteries. So please don't worry about that smoke alarm. We have working smoke alarms. I just need to take that one out. Are you using a pick to clean the caps? No, I'm just using tweezers. Just tweezers. Right. I know the beep is annoying. That is basically the low battery warning. But I did have new smoke alarms and new carbon monoxide alarms fitted late last week. I just haven't had time to pull the old one out. So the problem is, well, I'll say problem, it's actually a blessing. The fire brigade, I don't know about every area, but the fire brigade in my area do fit 3 alarms. So we've obviously booked them in, got them to come out. And they fitted 2 new carbon monoxide alarms and 2 new smoke alarms in the house. And then they also fitted the same, well, one of each in what is soon to be my new workshop, because I asked them to. So they did that, but they won't touch, because they're not qualified, they won't touch the old electric one. So I've either got to take it out myself, or I've got to get an electrician to do it. Legally, it's non-notifiable work, so I don't need to employ an electrician to do it. So I'm going to have that taken out. Well, I'm going to take it out, should I say, at some point this week. So it kept draining batteries. Like, I'd put a brand new battery in, and 2 days later, it's dead again. So there was obviously something wrong with the smoke alarm, and it was out of date anyway, because it was fitted more than 10 years ago. So, and plus we didn't have any carbon monoxide. Well, I had my own carbon monoxide alarm upstairs in the boiler cupboard, but that was it. But now we've got 2 carbon monoxide alarms, 2 smoke alarms in the house, and one in the boiler cupboard as well. Oh, got some channel renewals. I'm actually going to turn those off because they are a bit repetitive. How much to clean your PS4? I'll charge £30 for a service on the PS4s. Right. Or if you're having it as part of another repair, I'll do it for free. Oh, that's going to need a good clean. Yeah, there's obviously some of that liquid spilt out onto the fan. I'll say I'll charge £30. I'll charge £30 plus the return shipping. Yeah, you need to book it in on the website, mate. So if you go to, let me grab the made in repair page link. If you just go to that page, scroll down to the bottom, and you can book it in through that. And all the instructions are on that page as well. But I do service every console that comes through the door, assuming it needs it. If I do a repair on a console, I'm not sending it back with dust in it. It's just the way I've always done things. I do know some companies who think it's okay to charge extra for that, but no thank you. Right, there is a little bit of this sticky residue on here. I'm not worried about that. It's plastic, it's not going to hurt it, and I don't think it's worth my time sitting there for half an hour trying to get it off, especially considering I cannot use heat on this. It's plastic. So I can do the best I can, but I can't use heat on it. So I can't use the same method I used to get it off the main board. Yeah, the way I see it, if I'm inside the console, I'm going to clean it. Because it takes me an extra, what, 5 or 10 minutes? And it keeps the customer happy. So, yeah, no worries, mate. No problem. And I get to play musical instruments. I'm just going to make sure this is the right way. No, this is not. No, I just don't see the point in taking a console apart and then leaving it full of dust. It's a little bit unmoral. By the way, if you can't get those down, don't force them down, please. Use the X-clamp tool and just do it in reverse. Put the X-clamp tool in, lift, push down. Done. Done. You don't need to force it down if you have an X-clamp tool. You can use it to put the X-clamp back on. So yeah, that doesn't look the cleanest, but I've got rid of all of the dust, and that's the main thing. I'm not overly worried about a bit of sticky residue on that, to be honest. Right, I'm going to put this back together outside of the case, just in case it isn't fixed. And clean the rest of the parts off. Starting with the power supply. Get rid of the dust off that. The disk drive. Get rid of all the dust off there as well. It's a little bit yucky. And yes, I do clean inside there as well. The only thing I won't do is open up the disk drive to clean that out, because these are pretty airtight. They don't really get dust inside the disk drive itself, and I don't want to risk damaging the laser. I only open the disk drive if I absolutely have to. Hard drive. Again, dust it off. This is just good practice, honestly. It keeps the customer happy. It's good customer service. And it's going to prevent warranties as well. It is going to prevent a warranty. If the customer gets it back and it's overheating, they're going to send it back to you because you're the last one who's touched it. PS4 Pro needs a clean out. Yeah, they sound like a jet when they get dusty. Right. Let's go back to Ugly Cam in a second. Let's just plug everything in. See what I mean about that cable being loose? You can't work with that. That port has got to be changed. And they also need to turn the always on feature off on this. How's it going, Jeremy? Ugly Cam. Ooh. We're still in low resolution. However, we don't have any lines on the screen. We do not have any lines on the screen. Now I just need my controller. Where did I put my controller? Good question, Phil. I'll go and steal one from my own Xbox. I can't be bothered to find it. Kids have destroyed my controller, look. Lunar Limited Edition, and they've destroyed it. Got all sorts all over it. Ow. Sink, you bastard. Right, controller's synced. Whoops, wrong camera. There you go. Right, we don't have any flickering on the screen now. Ah, now I know why it broke. It's got FIFA on it. That's why it broke. Told you people, stop installing FIFA. It breaks your consoles. Right, let's see if we can get some better resolution, shall we? 1080p is working fine. 4K is working fine. Yeah, buddy. Let's just run a few more tests. Internet works. Wants an update, it can piss off. Go away, you're not having the update. No, 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 no. When you're ready, Mr. Xbox, come on. Tell me you need an update. No. Right, okay. It seems to be working. And in 4K as well. Beautiful. No flickering on the screen. So it looks like the HDMI encoder was the issue. But now, I need to change that HDMI port. Damn, FIFA did it again. Yeah. FIFA did it again. So, I'm going to grab a replacement port. I'm going to quickly swap this port over. Uninstall FIFA. No, I can't do that. Yeah, I won't charge the customer any extra for the port. It'll just be the standard £50 for the encoder. But generally, if I change the encoder and the port looks like that, even though it's working, I'll just change it anyway, just to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Because if it happens again, I'm leaving. I'm packing my things and gone. It's FIFA, yeah. Right, I can leave the heatsink on now. All I need to do is, number one, get this in focus. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so as a general rule, I don't add anything on unless it gets sent in for the HDMI port. If I've got to change the encoder, I'm doing the HDMI port at the same time. 9 times out of 10 it needs it. But I wouldn't just contact the customer and say, by the way, I've changed the HDMI port even though it was technically working fine, but you owe me like an extra 50 quid for changing the HDMI port. It's all part of one service for me. It keeps the console running nice. I got my hot air at 480, and that's at 60% airflow. I'm just heating this up from underneath until the port desolders, which is around about now. Beautiful. There we go. Now I could just use the drop method to put the port back on. What statement's not true, mate? Do you mean 4K? No, it's technically upscaled. So on the 1S, it's not technically true 4K. Right, I'm going to keep the airflow moving just while I get this into position. Press down on the board. And done. What's the coldest pro tip for dealing with PS4 Pro PSU connectors? Don't disconnect it from the board. Disconnect it from the PSU side and pull the cable through. That's my top tip on PS4 Pros. That's what I do. I don't disconnect it from the board side. I disconnect it from the PSU side instead. And that way then you've got no chance of breaking it. Because even I've broke those connectors in the past. And I'm supposed to be the professional. Right, so that is slightly... You do get this sometimes where you'll get a pin which is slightly misaligned. Yeah, so it's not actually soldered. I'll just push that back in line. The rest of them actually probably are soldered. But I like to have nice uniform joints, so I'll resolder them all anyway, regardless of whether they're soldered or not. But yeah, that one pin, slightly misaligned. I mean, these are aftermarket ports. They're not absolutely mint all of the time. Don't worry about bridges for now. Just trying to tin the edges of the pads. Come on, Mr. Pads. There we go. Now we've got some uniform pads. Beautiful. Thank you, Paul. Cheers, mate. Dad's enjoying his Xbox now. Thanks for fixing it. Oh, cool, mate. Awesome. You're welcome, buddy. Appreciate you sending it over. Just make sure we get rid of all of the flux before we put it all back together. Squeaky clean. Better than OEM. And you know those joints are better than OEM as well. There ain't no denying that. Scrutinize all you like, bitches. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Actually, what's my diode reading on pin 18 now? Now that I've changed that encoder, I never checked that earlier on. What is my diode reading on pin 18? We was getting 0.38. What are we getting now? Same, 0.38. Bit weird. Well, it was working in 4K, so there you go. I'm good, thanks, Paul. How are you, buddy? How's the kids, mate? There we go. That should be good to go. I should be able to put this back together. Call it good. Just going to clean off the case just to get rid of the crap off there. The solder joints on the ground legs will be absolutely fine, by the way, because it pushes the solder through. So I don't need to touch those up. as you'll see. Absolutely nothing wrong with those solder joints. And now the connector's not split either. Can you make a digital Series S into a disc version? No, it's not possible, mate. Unfortunately. Yeah, no splits in the port now. This should be good for at least another 10 minutes while FIFA's installed. No warranty on FIFA games. No warranty on consoles that get used for FIFA. Alright? That is the rule. That is the law, in fact. The law of the land. You don't get a warranty if you've installed FIFA. No, I'm kidding, of course, but FIFA kills consoles, just for the record. Yeah, so if you use that drop method on the HDMI port, you generally don't need to touch up the ground legs because it pushes the solder through, which is why you might have noticed I was being pretty meticulous about the amount of solder I actually put on the ground legs when I did tin those legs. Made sure there was more than enough solder on those ground legs. There you go, that's sat nicely. Yeah, the problem is the disk drive, even if it was able to read it, which it's not, disk drive wouldn't match up with the APU. They're going for less than 100 USD. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. I mean, not really worth a lot. The Series S certainly isn't holding up in terms of resale price. Right, I'm just going to clean out the rest of the case and whatnot while I'm putting it back together. If I can find where I just put my brush. Where the hell have I put that? Who's nicked my brush? Come on. Oh no. Fell on the floor. Damn it. Ah. Again, a little bit of stuck dust there because of the liquid spill. Not really that bothered about that. I'm just gonna. I missed the one side off. Damn it, I hate it when he does that. The power supply falls out of line and causes it to not sit down. See? Always put that middle screw in first, by the way, because that middle screw can prove to be a pain. Always put your T10 back in the screwdriver before you try it. That middle screw can be a pain in the backside. Forgot the bridge. Forgot the bridge. By the way, if you don't put that bridge back in, this thing here, I'll call it a bridge. If you don't put that back in, you try and drill that, screw those long screws in, it'll drill through the freaking board. I've seen it happen. Never done it myself, but I've seen it happen. I've seen the aftermath of it, and it ain't pretty. Because this is basically just a guide for the screws. Obviously the screws thread through it. But if that's not there, it misses it and hits the side of the board. And then some people are just stupid enough to keep on screwing even though it isn't actually going anywhere, and they drill straight through the board. It is not pretty. Not pretty at all. Getting there, Tio. I'm literally just waiting on the kid's granddad now to come and move it for me. Then I can start moving stuff in. Well, I've got to get electrics out there, but I mean, there's electrics in there at the minute, but I've got to wire it up permanently. I haven't got it wired up permanently at the minute. Alright, I need to try and reposition these pieces of shit. Start with a hard drive. Nope. See? Sorry, not the hard drive, that was the power supply, not a hard drive. See? Pieces of shit. Always come out of line. To be fair, I mean, the 1S is probably one of the best consoles in terms of the way it gets put together. It's just so easy to take apart. See what I mean? About that one screw? Oi. Ah, damn it. Maybe not, I was just trying to screw it backwards. Oh, I'm such an idiot. How's it going, Jamie? You were a bit late to the party, didn't you, Jamie? There we go. Just clean off the base. And Jarby is a good one. Well, job will be a good one when we add the finishing touch. Do. Dang it. Right. Finishing touch. Yeet. And no, I don't void people's warranty if I remove that sticker. It just makes me more vigilant. It just makes me more vigilant. If it does come back under warranty. Oh, that's lovely. That's beautiful now. And notice he's not shifting to one side now. Ugly cam. Say again, what? I did the thermal paste, mate, yeah. Hello? Would you like to display now? Thank you. That was my TV, I think. Let's give it the wiggle test. Yep, nothing. No flickers. Where's all the games gone? Jesus, where's all the yeah. There we go. Right, that appears to be absolutely fine. It does need an update, but I'm not doing that tonight. Yeah, there we go. That is beautiful. So, obviously it's had a service. That wasn't the repair that it came in for, but yeah, those lines on the screen, HDMI encoder. But I've changed the HDMI port anyway because I just didn't trust it. And I have a feeling that it would have come back under warranty if I hadn't changed it. So, yeah. Nice and solid now. I'll take that. Oh, yeah. So if you're watching this back in the video, don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, all of that jazz. £50 I'll be charging for this. That includes the HDMI port, the HDMI encoder, and the service. HDMI port I just did as a courtesy, and same as the service. Yeah, plus the return postage. But the customer sent three devices in total, so I'll work on the other ones, and then probably give a discount on top of that as well, just because I've sent more than one device. Yeah, happy days, job done. It's a win. No worries, Nitro. Thanks for hanging out with it. Cheers, Michael. Thanks, mate. Ellis, how you doing? Right. Let me just mark this one as done. Literally just going to print a sticker off saying done. And then I'll log it tomorrow. What a waste of a label. The worst thing is I've got a label printer like 5 feet from me, but I haven't got my phone yet. Yeet. Put it there because it'll come off there easier than on there. A bit intoxicated and ended up spending the night hugging the toilet. Oh, lovely. Disk drive change on a Series X. That I would charge £60. That's parts and labour, plus the return postage I'd have to add on top of that as well. So parts and labour on that I'd charge £60. Right, job is a good one on that one. Happy freaking days. I'll put that back in the customer's box.